Hello again everyone and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Skyblock. And as you can see, I've done a few things. I haven't really progressed. I have fancied up the place a bit here, and I've built the basics of a mob farm. I was gonna not kill anything until you were here, but an enderman actually spawned and I decided to kill one. And he dropped an ender pearl, and I'm so happy. So, this is basically the same mob farm I always build in a skyblock world. So we have, well, the drawers aren't really a standard, but the one by a few, and then slabs. Placing glowstone behind it, only to, well, give me a sense of the contours of what mob is in the mob farm. I'll show you by just running over this bridge. And I put some concrete chiseled as asphalt here. And you run very fast on this. So we can see we have the outline of the mobs. And at nighttime it can be very hard to see what has spawned in the mob farm. Once it's automated we don't need that, and we will definitely build a bigger one. But for now this is awesome. I also fancied up the cobble gen a bit. It has filled up that barrel. And I tried out a few of the chiseled torches that White had never heard about. So if we pick these up, we can restore them to their original state of being a torch. And you, and you. Now we have two types of candles. Rice lanterns, metallic lanterns, red rice lanterns, and light bulbs. And they all emit the same amount of light as they would as a torch. And as you can see, I've infested another few trees here. And this one, I've prepared the crooks needed to make a compressed crook. This sounds amazing if you read on the page. And yes, it is. No, it's not amazing. It's just a little bit faster. I would have actually assumed that it would be way faster than this. But what we needed with that was string, so we can make two heavy silk meshes, so we can make a heavy sieve. Now if you look on the left side of the screen, I will zoom in for you. There. You can see that there are two zombies, one small one and one normal. And it's very easy to differentiate them from the background. Daytime, not a problem. Nighttime with a black background, horrible. And we don't have random things. Random things has the lapis lantern, which is also very useful for lighting up mob farms. And that's a creeper on your leftist left there. And another zombie just spawned. So it's a great mob farm for manual work. We don't need that much right now, because I realized that sifting dust gives us gunpowder, which we need for TNT. So that was the compressed crook. I'll do that off camera. And then we have a smeltery. We need a seared tank. We need a smeltery controller. We need a basin. We need a drain. I thought that was clever there. We need two faucets. And what else? Well, we do want a table. And we want a few of those. Have I forgotten anything? I don't think so. So that's the smeltery, because I sifted some dust, so we have 17 iron ore dusts here. And if we smelt them, we get 17 iron ingots. However, if we put them in a smeltery, we get double that, and we have a few more here. We also get diamond dust, which can be compressed down into diamonds, 5 of them in a plus sign. Let's look at that. That's the recipe for a diamond. We could also just go for energium dust, which can be used in IC2 for glass fiber cables, which is the best limitless power transfer of EU. Even though it says 8,192, we can ignore that and realize it's limitless. So my inventory is now very full. I kind of didn't want to make the smeltery first. Drat. There's the ender pearl. We have a piston. We have stone barrels that we'll use later. Crop sticks from AgriCraft for doing awesome crops, and bone meal and clay for some bone meal and clay for porcelain clay that we'll use for crucibles. Crucibles can then be used to generate lava. Seriously? Not even one sapling? Not even one? Let's put that down there. And when talking with White, I said that we could do some designing and stuff. However, she's right that we can't do that much designing since we don't have the technology to make everything. So we're going to make a small smeltery right now. And my pickaxe, oh my lord! My inventory is a messier mess than usual. So we want you here. We want the seared tank. We want the drain. And we want 2 more seared bricks. And it lights up because it's a valid structure. Now we want to make sure there's no spawnable spaces. And we don't really care about putting stuff in a nice position. However, we do care to have these as well. Aha! A smeltery! Now this can only smelt 2 items at once, but we need lava. As I said, we must get this one. Bone meal and clay. For porcelain clay. Go into this one. Make crucibles. 5 of them. And I also figured out one awesome thing. I think I put them here. If you look at coal, it has an uncompressed version from Excompressum, which can smelt 1 item. So if we take 2 of those and 2 of those, we can take 2 of those and no, drat. 2 of those. Let's see if we put you in here. Drat. This will be fine. So we have this. Let's put that there for now. And chunk in some cobblestone. Every time we take out cobblestone from this one turns on again, which is awesome. So this is now making some lava. We need lava for the smeltery to smelt stuff. And that will be infested as well. Okay, we'll have string. I also tried out chiseling some oak wood planks, and I'm not happy with any of them. So I can take out my torches from here. Let's see. What else were we doing? We're doing this one, which is the important one. 26 pieces of coke oven bricks. Done! So we can take that and chunk that down here. Now the important part when building this is that you realize that it needs a hole in the center. It says hollow on the tooltip. And we can just do this for now. The whole thing with using glowstone covers is very, very temporary. But it will do for now. Now, if we take some of the coal we've gotten here and chuck that in here, this will convert into coal coke, which will also give us creosote, which we can take in the glass bottles that I use over here to fill this oak barrel up with water to make the clay. It takes 4 right clicks with a bottle to move it because the bottle is a third of a barrel. However, that 3.33, multiply that by 3 and you get 9.99, so math does not check out. So that's the crafting stations that were prepared. We have some iron here. We could make, and maybe we should, make shears. Shears is awesome. Now you can see the actual use of the glowstone at nighttime. If you see the top row here, if there were any endermen, they would be visible here. If there were hats on this, in this mod pack, it could trick us. That looks very much like an enderman. It's almost as if it were planned, and I love it. We don't have a good weapon yet, but yes, it is an enderman. Let's take out the creeper first. The downside to this mob farm is that creepers can see you if you are very unlucky and stupid. And that will, well, destroy your mob farm and potentially release a ton of mobs. Now, the reason I've placed the wall here is because that's the reason. I don't want ender pearls to fall down into the void. The ender pearls we'll probably use first of all for a transfer node, because if you craft that with an ender pearl instead of a block of redstone, I want that. You get 4 transfer nodes, and that goes both for the liquid ones and the item ones. So let me just work on these trees and we'll be right back with some creosote to make stuff. The tree has been chopped down. So we have string for a while now. Well, 2 stacks and 2 done heavy silk meshes, which is awesome. And this is done good. We have some lava here now. Let's fill this up again so we get more lava. I want lava. And I've placed down the stone barrels here because we'll need them in a minute. But this has done 9 coal coke, which has given us 4.5 buckets of creosote, which fills up our 3 bottles of creosote. We need to do this with blanks. Let's see, like sure. We need a lot of treated wood going forward. So this, like that, gives us some sticks, which with this recipe gives us a forge hammer. The forge hammer in turn can give us iron plates, 3 of them, and these 3 iron plates can then craft the bucket. Look at this. Is this a helmet? Is it? No, it's not a helmet. But we got the bucket trophy. Now, if I place this, it looks like it's from DecoCraft or using the DecoCraft API. So it should be able to pick up, but where to place it? For now, let's place it here. And I don't get the text. Aw. I was hoping to get the text. Anyway, we have the bucket. The bucket is the important part. So, first of all, let's take this and chuck that in there. And then take a stack of cobblestone. A stack of cobblestone. Okay, it says 7 compressed. Let's see. Let's take another stack for now. And do more of these. And then let's make 1 double compressed. That would be so nice with the compacting drawer. The compacting drawer, when I played Evolve Expert Mode, the non-skyblock version, you needed rolling machines to make this. And that required steel gears. Now I don't. This is awesome. And I love it. And it's cheap. And I love it even more. So let's take that double compressed cobblestone and throw that in here. And the next bucket of lava in here. And we almost have yet another bucket already. Let's see, we can fill that. This is actually quite fast. If you look at Wayla, you can see that the melting speed now is 1x. Let's see if we do this. And let that fill up a bit faster. And redstone is over here. Redstone. First lava to spare gets me netherrack. This requires steel. However, a fire charge doesn't. That's charcoal, gunpowder, and blaze powder. That should, if I'm not mistaken, light up netherrack. Let's try that. This, and a piece of charcoal. I have one here. So you, and you. 3 of those. Now, if this has stopped, if you look at the melting speed in Wayla, it says 2x, which is twice as fast as 1x. Now, if we place this, for now, here, and a crucible, jump that down, melting speed 3x, which is awesome. And if we want to spread this, I'm quite certain that if we place netherrack, a leaf block, and then a crucible, the fire will spread to the leaf block and might turn the netherrack on fire, which would be amazing. So we have some more coal coke. The coal coke has twice the burning time of coal, and 1 coal coke in the blast furnace gives us 1 piece of steel with a piece of iron. This is now done. You can see that it fills it up perfectly. Now I don't remember, but judging from the fact that I decided to make this too wide a while back, I think if you make this a 1x1 smeltery, it won't smelt because there's not enough room. Now we can do this. And we get some seared stone. Smeltery structure block. This can then be used to expand the smeltery. And if you don't think it looks good, you can get over to, let's see, we can take some, I need to, treated wood can go here. And get a logarino into a plankarino, into stackarinos, and another log into plankarinos, like that, and that gives us a blank pattern. And this, the chisel, This chisel is so underrated. It's probably the most underrated tool in all of Tinker's Construct. And I can even make it out of paper. That's quite cool, but let's make it out of stone. Unless that is only usable for casts. No, it's usable. So if we take this, no, yeah, let's make a chisel. Hello, on you and you. Stone chisel. Oops. We can then take this and this, we can craft it into seared paver, which is a smoother version. Chiseled seared brick, which is like the sandstone. Seared bricks, which is the seared bricks. Seared road, which is double crossed. Fancy seared bricks, which is super fancy. Chiseled seared bricks, which is like the stone chiseled. The vanilla chiseled stone thing. And if we, I think you can revert this in some way, I don't remember how though. You can't, so let's not do that all the way again. And pick it up though. This one's working. I want to expand this 2 blocks more out this way, because making it a 3x3 is not only the standard way, it's also the most logical way, because if you throw in a layer or fill up a smeltery, no matter the height, if the base is 3x3 internal, what will happen is you get an even amount of blocks out of your smelt. Okay, let's tear this down and hope that my lack of calculation is not a big problem. So we want a 3x3 internal, which means we remove that and put that down somewhere else. As I said, the microblocks are temporary. Now, sometimes, even though it's an invalid structure, you can walk here, but over here it's logged that there is smelted stone. So don't walk there if you leave it with stuff in it. Just don't. It's stupid. So, no. No. Ah, okay, good. I was a bit scared right there. Now, this is now a standard smeltery size, and what we can do is, well, use it. First of all, we should make aluminum brass. That's with 3 parts aluminum and 1 part copper, because, well, copper and tin is brass. Aluminum brass should be something with brass. If you would have taken tin and aluminum, it wouldn't really make sense, because then it wouldn't be brass colored, because brass is yellow. Oops. Whoopsie. And let's see, 3 of those, 1 of those, let's take 2 of those, and we have some, but we should make more glass for the next thing to do. Now this will smelt up. We have the bucket. We can take a bucket of lava and put that in here. And it appears that it would like 1 more cobblestone. So I can take that, and now if we are lucky, it wouldn't be the end of the world if that would have fallen. But then again, who wants to waste stuff? And we have water in the stone barrels. This is a perfect time to check this. Will this make smooth stone? No, it will not make smooth stone. Because if you put lava on top of water, you get smooth stone, and I was contemplating if that would happen in the stone barrel. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But we have a few stuff here, and this, and poof, and ching, and duk, and stuff. So you can go back in here, take out some more creosote. The reason I like the Railcraft coke oven more than the immersive engineering is that it has a bigger internal tank for the creosote. If you want the coke, you don't want to be stuck with creosote that you don't have any use for later. So we have aluminum, brass, and copper. Let's actually take the aluminum brass first. Put 1 of these in here and pour that. The drain is omnidirectional, meaning you can pour out of any face. It doesn't really care. And then we take the copper, pour that out. Let's pour both ingots of copper. Take the first one and place it in the center. Surround it by some glass to get that. Now, if we, let's take this one, because it has a lower likelihood of falling into the void. Now we can take the aluminum brass and pour that into the tank. Anytime we want to make a new cast, we can just make another casting table or move this one, place the part that we want to make a cast from inside the table, and then this tank on top, and making this output. Now, as a perfect example, I need to make a gear cast, so I've made a stone gear, placing that there. Let's just take 3 pieces of iron and 1 piece of tin. Put that there, and let's pick up our tank of aluminum brass, place that down, pump it out, and stop it. And we have a gear cast. Simple as that. Okay, to make the generator, we need the iron furnace, we need some iron plates, but you also need an RE battery, which takes some electrotine, which we get from sand, I believe. Yeah. But we also need insulated tin cables. Tin cable is quite easy, you can just cut up some tin plates. However, we also need some kind of rubber. And to get rubber, we need a rubber tree seed, which we get from sieving dirt, which tells me it's kind of time to start sieving dirt. I also wanted to make the heavy sieve, and let's see, I think it was actually sticks in the bottom. So you, and you. Now, if we look at anything that can be sieved from a heavy sieve, like this one, you can also click here to see recipes for everything that can be sieved. For example, sand. We get a 5 times 4% chance, and that is a bit hard to understand. You don't get as much from your materials if you use a heavy sieve. If you take 9 pieces of sand and sieve them, you get a certain amount. If you think what would happen is if you combine them to a compressed sand, you would get 9 times the items but from 1 piece. But you only get from 5 of those 9 pieces of sand. Quite easy. I thought also that you got 5 pieces of lead at a time, but you don't. You get, well, a 20% chance to get crushed lead, for example, and a 15% chance to get cocoa beans. And they can happen several times, but essentially, in a law of large numbers, that is a 35% chance to get electrotine, so it shouldn't take very long. So I'm going to sieve some dirt, and to get the dirt, I'm going to do this. There we go. Tin shears. And since we get some leaves, I will also try what I said earlier about this. I've used another fire charge because I accidentally placed the crucible on the fire. Now this will be interesting. Will this catch fire or not? In the meantime, this will happen. Where did you go? And we get saplings because Exnahilo is overly easy in that regard. I think that if you shear the leaves, you shouldn't get the saplings, but who am I to tell someone else what to do? Anyway. Proof! Ooh. I got or more than 2 stacks of stones, 2 sugarcane seeds, 2 birch seeds, 2 acacia, 3 ordinary seeds, pumpkin seeds, and finally a rubber seed. Now, we're going to grow that we don't have much room. I'm going to grow that here. Thank you. We're going to grab a ton of bone meal. Thank you. Thank you. Why not? And it appears that it's not 100% chance that it will actually catch the netherrack on fire. And, well, we'll just see. Well, let's see. So if I do this, everything will drop and I will get a few saplings. Nice. And I believe if you plant another rubber tree seed, you have a chance to get either this rubber tree or the E02 rubber tree, which is, well, it's nice to be able to get both. One thing that I'm very sad about, that I realized, is that we don't have a Natura. We can't get the nether things. The nether trees. Because I really like building with those. So we want you. And you need a smelted rubber, right? Yes. I'm going to smelt you. Smelt you. And after that I'm going to smelt one of you. that will make charcoal. Because this rubber is really not usable for much. It's used as fuel and it's used as material for charcoal. You can extract some more rubber with an E02 extractor. You can block cutting machine cut it up to planks. And you can smelt it up to charcoal. Well, that's pretty much it. And then, what else should you do? Well, let's see. You should be done. Yes. Rubber and tin cable. It gives us an insulated tin cable, which gives us an RE battery, which gives us the generator. Now we have absolutely nothing to put in this generator. But the first thing we want is a metal former. To save basically 50% of every metal we use for, what's it called? Plates. And we also get more cables, these copper cables, for example, out of it. So, the next thing to do, this heavy oak sieve is awesome. I saved 18 compressed sand and got all this. It's awesome. I didn't get any ancient spores, though. What? Where do you get... well, luck isn't always on your side, I guess. So, one thing you actually want to do when sieving gravel, and you get the broken ore variants, is that you want to combine them in a 2x2, and you want to place them, and then you want to break them again, just to get the crushed versions. And then you want to combine those, and smack them to get the powdered versions. Now, we got 4 diamonds, which is amazing, but 1 emerald. I don't really care about that at the moment, but the 4 diamonds is amazing, because if we take one of those, let's see, 1, 2, and yeah, that should be it. So we make 1 stick and 2 crafting tables, 1 here and 1 here. We put the diamond up here, and 2 sticks like that. We get the ore smasher. This, according to what I read, is amazing. For example, let's take all the iron ore. Let's see. Yeah, we should have all of it. If we have anything that could be combined like that in a 2x2 in our inventory, right click, it places that as a hit block. And if we mine it, we get the crushed versions. And if we right click again, we place the sand versions of it. This is amazing. And that helps us smack them down to dusts quicker than ever. Now, we have gotten 10 extra so far. No, 24. Yeah, 10 extra. No, 6 extra. So it actually also works. The iron ore dust, it drops as dust because you want to smelt them. For some reason, it also places the dusts. Oh well. The dust that you already have in your inventory. So that was that. This is amazing. Okay, I don't know if I'm drunk or something. I've only been drinking coffee, so I shouldn't be. But I forgot that the basic machine casing included in the metal former actually requires a chipset, which can only be made in the assembly table, which requires a laser, and the lasers require the thermionic fabricator. The thermionic fabricator, this recipe, requires the sturdy casing, which is a ton of bronze, which I have here in this crafting station. And I have some more here, and I can't count. So, I think we'll have to continue this next episode, and then we'll set up a survivalist generator and a thermionic fabricator. I might actually do that off camera just to give it some power so it doesn't take forever and 1 years of doing stuff just to get that. But then when we have that up and running, who knows, maybe we'll do something yeah, let's do something fun. Hey,